Sorry?
You playing badminton or?
Yeah, I play badminton.
Okay.
But we finished. This is the last game of the league season. So
Oh.
one of our guys was in India. Is gone to India.
Oh, okay.
And another one is injured. Matlab, he is not fit enough to play.
Oh.
So they requested me if I can join.
Okay.
Last week, so I said okay, fine, I can join.
Okay.
But we finished
so
second.
Doubles,
no, we play four
double?
singles. We play four singles and 4 doubles.
Okay.
Yeah, and I play both singles and doubles. So.
Okay.
I played 12 matches so far in the season, singles, and I won 8 of them.
So great.
So yeah, but we finished second in the league now. So I wanted to finish first. We were close. We were very close to finishing first, but then we finished second.
Okay.
So
is it club match or is it a corporate match?
No, it's just a club. It's a Dutch league. It's we have in Netherlands there are provinces, unlike states. So this is a provincial match. So we play for the North Holland province.
Okay. Not bad. Yeah, coming second is also not bad, right?
The bad thing is we finished second last season also. We were very close. Last season we lost by 1 point.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were desperate to finish first this time, but as it says, luck isn't on our side, so we lost.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for waiting.
No, that's good. Okay. So yesterday, were you able to start the comp cycle? Were you able to do
yes,
that?
I did. I think. Because as I said, I don't have any employers, so I just ran it because I created one for Netherlands. So I have to hire employees.
No problem. That we will check with one of our employees. The thing is, like the thing which we use for the hierarchy which we use for talent, right? In talent, we didn't add the salary. So what I thought was to add salaries for all the employees so that it will be visible. But I'm not able to add salary also instead of having my this one role setup and everything. So that's the reason I have to hire new employees. So no problem. Let's see. I will just run your plan once.
So in this case now, I've already run the plan. So if I have to make changes, how do I make changes?
Let me have it. Sir. So did you get any errors or anything? When you
I got a couple of warnings, that's it. When I validated. So I just got a couple of warnings. So
I think it has not run properly. Let me have it. Because, let me tell you, you are able to see my screen, right?
Yeah.
See, if you are running this cycle, I mean, if you see, you have only one cycle you have created, right? For 2015, you didn't create for 2016, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are already run and the run was successful, then you won't find this cycle coming up here.
Oh.
That is one major thing. Let's see. Let me try it out right now. So this is the process to run cycle. Before that, let me check if there is any error here. Mainly this validate button is used to find out if there is any error or something. The eligible shall be column for the component
I didn't know where to find this one. I couldn't find this one. So.
Okay. Okay, let's see. For component P are merit, right? So it is everything is related to similar. See, one more information about this validate plan is if there is any error right now which you are getting is warning.
Yeah.
In spite of warning, you can continue to start compensation cycle. It won't stop you from doing it. Whereas if there is an error, then you won't be able to run the start comp cycle. So since it is warning, I can leave it, but I will just show you where to add this particular comp. So it is called PR merit.
Yeah, because I created 2 budget tools. One for PR salary, one is PR merit.
Okay. I will look at this one. So it is for this one it is asking for, right? Here, don't have. Go to this one.
Oh, okay.
So this is what BSA. So the compensation amount you want to be increased here, right?
Mm-hmm.
The salary to be increased. And it's what here. See, yesterday I told you, remember this?
Yeah.
You will be getting us yes or no. This is what
Mm-hmm.
I was telling about. So have you when you hired what is it? So for none of the employees it is available, right? You don't have any employees for that,
Yeah,
right?
that's the problem.
Okay,
Because
no problem.
the error, the creation of employees error because I used the wrong type of hiring action. So in EBS, I can, if I don't have a process, if there's something wrong, I can always roll back and
Correct.
then,
Same process is there here.
okay.
So, that's not an issue. Let me go and run this plan. So I'm just going to start compensation cycle. So I'm selecting the cycle. This is where other filter is available, where you can restrict this particular plan to be run for only one particular legal employer or
Yeah.
only for one particular individual person or one particular individual manager hierarchy. So these options are available like this. So I'm just leaving in blank, stating that it will be available for all the employees. When I submit, I will get the process ID
Yeah.
19536. So you have to go here, front batch process, go to monitor process. Here you will be able to see the start
Yeah.
form cycle process run. If it is errored out, you will be getting the information why it is errored out. See, if you see, you have this one. Start workforce compensation cycle is completed, but it should get succeeded so that you can see it for an employee. Simultaneously, since you have dynamic columns available, after start compensation cycle, the automatically evaluate dynamic column will start.
Okay.
So it is simultaneously. If you don't have any dynamic column, it will only be start work compensation cycle that will be processed and completed. If you have fast formula, first it will be start workforce compensation cycle, then evaluate dynamic columns, then fast formula.
Okay.
So it will be like this. So now it has succeeded. Now let me check if I'm getting to any. See, these plans have been already done. Not getting your plan. Actually, are you have any eligibility profile defined?
No, I've removed all the eligibilities. I had few, then I removed them before running the process itself, before running the cycle.
Okay, let me manage. This is what is your plan name? PR, right? It starts with
Yeah.
PR. It's there.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Just remove this. And what I do is I'm saving it and closing it. But still, I have to go to this run batch process and do the backup
Yeah.
so that it gets backed up. The cycle which I ran, it will automatically come up. Just a plan. I think there is some issue with your plan. There's some issue with your plan. Let me check. I created my plan. So that at least. This month's location and my plan. Let me check this. Yeah, I just validated, I didn't run the plan. I have created 2 cycles for this, but I am only running for 2015 as of now. I am not running for any particular manager. So if the errors out, you can just go here. You can check the log. What is the reason for erroring? Budgetful application is a monthly tool that is being stored as amount.
But the error is only for the performance date.
For which one?
Says performance date must be entered for the plan because you are using compensation performance ratings. You know, there's one line right above the warnings.
Yes. Okay. Actually, I wanted to run this plan, and then suddenly the remote desktop was not working. So I left it, and I was trying to demo it.
Is it here or is it
In the performance, let me check it out. Let me do this and also that. But there I have not mentioned any performance of
here?
Because here I don't have any dates asked for.
What I did was I just left it blank in mine.
As you decided, right? Okay,
Yeah.
let me do that. Because I don't remember what was our plan which we used.
Yeah. It's the same error.
Same thing. Okay, let me remove that. It's 2 things I can print out. I can just remove the performance rating itself and remove the performance rating tab as well.
Oh, I think it's looking at the plan cycle, Sanjay. There's a
Yeah.
if you cancel this, maybe I might be wrong. Yeah.
The date in the plan.
Yeah, plan cycle date. Yeah.
I missed that. I mean, normally I don't use it when we are running because we don't link it with any performance document to the project which I'm fixing. Let me try that. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
So let me know this is promotion not before I'm not using promotion. Okay, that's yeah. So another thing is that it is visible from a manager or some that's the another thing which comes up. Once exceeded, let's see. Yes,
Yeah.
this come up. So initially, so this is how it would look up. If you see on the left hand side, see I'm in this now. I'm working as compensation manager, and both compensation manager and comp admin both roles are available for Akshay. So
Mm-hmm.
just show you compensation. So these roles are combination of both this one comp administrator and compensation manager.
Yeah.
So for compensation manager you will have this proxy act as proxy option.
Mm-hmm.
So only then you will be able to select this.
Yeah.
Not only for comp manager. Once you log in as a manager, as a line manager, what you have to do, as I told you before, you have to go to workforce compensation.
Compensation.
So this is where you have to go so that you will directly get into this page. You will be able
Mm-hmm.
to see under which, I mean, what are the plans coming under the line manager and the budgets related to the line manager. So first
Okay.
thing is, I am going to manage budget. See, this information gives you like how many people are eligible for your under your this thing under I mean who all are your direct reports. So this budget it has been automatically allocated.
Mm-hmm.
Budget. I'm not able to see for any of the employees. Mm, this one is okay. Leave the budget part. Let me show you the workforce this thing. I mean, this is based on the compensation, the structure which I created. You see, I have yes, Prashant.
Yeah. No, nothing.
So, yeah, okay. See, these are the tabs which I created in the worksheet. I mean, configure compensation worksheet display. So one is salary increase, and this is nothing but the instruction which I mentioned in the configure compensation worksheet.
Mm-hmm.
And this is lump sum bonus information. So normally this is how the summary normally appears to be. Like what is the I mean for salary increase, these are the component names. One is salary increase and merit lump sum. So for each, how many employees are eligible? So for I mean workers with compensation, this one, I mean this one shows that how many people have been compensated with the compensation. So out of two, if one person has got compensated, the percentage will be 50% here. So their eligible salary. So those all information are coming up here. So the budgeting is not coming up. Let me have a look at that. Before that, I will just show you. If you see, these are the two employees under this particular component. If you see in salary, I purposely didn't want to display anything in summary. If you go to the plan and have a look at the worksheet display for both, you will be able to understand. So that is the
Okay.
reason I didn't want to put the summary. So for one, I left it blank. For one, I just configured it. So for the both components, what happens is both the employees are eligible. So if you see in the salary increase, the freeze component, it is part of the action one. If you
Yeah.
remember, we had multiple tabs in the compensation worksheet. Remember
Correct.
what the actions a manager can perform. So in that, I removed this particular action, so I'm not able to freeze this part. If you see
Okay.
in bonus lump sum, one or both the things I removed. Yes,
So,
sorry. In this I removed it, but for this it is available. I will show you how it works. If I select this particular column and
yeah.
freeze it, so it will just stop here, and I will
Okay.
be able to drag it. So this is
Okay.
the
Okay.
option for freeze. So I just didn't change anything for this particular component, but change it for this one. So that is why you are not able to see the freeze option here. So that is one thing. And let's see the salary component. What are the display options that I have given for? See, these all columns are part of detailed table column.
Yeah.
Again, I'm telling you there are multiple types, right? One is for
Correct.
summary, this is for detailed table,
Mm-hmm.
and this is instruction. So those are the multiple tables which are available, I mean tabs which are available. So in this
Yeah.
detailed table, I selected all these columns. So eligibility status, both are eligible. And then direct manager is nothing but the direct line manager of both the employees, the John Fraser. Worksheet manager is nothing but the person who can allocate compensation for these employees.
Mm-hmm.
The scenario, as I told, I had for Subaru, they didn't want the line managers to allocate the compensation, so they had separate for worksheet manager. So we
Okay.
had to use pass formula for that. Based on the pass formula, the worksheet manager will be decided. So if the line manager is not the worksheet manager, you will find different name here.
Okay.
So that's what it is. And this shows the hierarchy level. Like it is this John Fraser is one level above Praveen Kumar. That is what it says. If there are two or more levels, you will be able to see different numbers here.
Okay.
Then this is the job, grade, number of duration, I mean years of employment. If I had before, it will automatically calculate the year of years employed here. This is the basic salary currency. So this is the eligible, and both are eligible. So that's why you're getting this eligibility status. So from when on you want to give this eligible salary component, you can just use the date. This is the current salary which is available. I mean, sorry, this is the base salary. So you want to give increment of 10. you see it automatically is changed, adjusted salary new. So if you are left, if you are given this particular column as read only, so you will just give the amount here. This amount, adjusted salary amount, will automatically change, but you won't be able to edit it.
Okay.
So this is one thing. Base current salary is here. So these names, like, it can be changed, as I told you in the compensation worksheet display. You can change the column name if you want. So this frequency is based on the salary basis which is created. This is base salary new. This particular has come out here. I mean, this both are normally same. You can use any one for the calculation and display purpose and all. Change amount is automatically calculated. This minus this. That is base salary new minus base salary current. You get this value. FTE information is available. So this is a range which has been given. Salary range low. I mean, what can be the minimum amount and what can be the maximum amount given as a this one salary hike. So this is a compo ratio. It is internal analytics based on which we are getting it. So this is the performance rating, compensation performance rating. So it is available. If I want to give rating here, I can just give here and take it up. So these are other things. If I had given any other compensation for this particular person, I would be able to see the history. I mean, 5 years history will be always available for this for the employee compensation. So as we told for individual compensation, remember? So same as medium here. So for if there had been any, if you had been given any salary in the year 2011, you will find the base salary and annual salary here. So other compensation for given, it will be available this space in 2015. So this is about absence history. We have not configured any absence here.
Yeah.
So I don't want to use it. So this is notes. If you want any given notes are available for this particular information or particular person, will be reflected here. And this is the attachment, as I told you. If any document or anything needs to be attached, you can use this to attach the document.
Okay.
So this is about salary and lump sum. If you see the salary increase is nothing but I linked it with the base salary of the employee. That is the reason you got the change amount of it. So if you see lump sum, what happens is I didn't use many columns for this. I removed most of the columns in this case. So here, if you see the adjusted salary is already coming up from the previous screen. So what I'm doing is lump sum. This is the lump sum amount which I can give. I can give it as a percentage. Let's see how it works.
I think it's not calculating, I think.
Percentage is not coming up. But not necessarily. I mean, since it is lump sum, you can just keep this particular column as hidden and use only this one. Or else, I mean, if it is percentage, you can have a dynamic calculation.
Yeah, because for the eligible salary, it's showing up as blank, because that is the reason it is not able to fill in again.
Oh yeah, correct. It is, okay, correct. You are absolutely right. Mainly it is like, I don't know, right? Yes. What I should have done is, I should have taken the eligible salary from this particular component and would have added there. It will work fine. Okay. Normally it is done like that. I mean, they calculate from the, I will tell you.
I think for eligible salary also we have to put in some calculation.
Yes, you have to put the dynamic calculation for that. Normally what happens is, and for most of the company, the base pay is this base salary current is always the eligible salary. But for certain companies, they have other components also available. If there is any overtime for Alcoa, as I was quoting for Alcoa, for certain countries, they used to have eligible earning as total amount of the base pay plus other components like overtime or night shift. So all these things were calculated and put here. But for few other companies, it will just they copy. In the dynamic column, you will just go to this particular column, just make it as this column is equal to this base salary current. So you will automatically get that.
Oh, you can also use a formula, right?
It is not formula. It is
No,
not
we
fast
can also
formula.
use a formula.
Yes. For example, as I told you, right, for Alcoa, they wanted to have all the components. So in that scenario, they use the fast formula.
Okay.
That's it.
I had one question from yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
I just remember now. There's an option to say to display compensation derived factor. I don't know where to set that up. In the setup, I think it's it's in the configuration of the worksheet.
Compensation. Are you talking about compensation derived factor, or are you talking about the eligibility derived factor?
I think compensation.
Okay, no problem. We will just have a look at it.
Check. Yeah.
We will look at it. Okay. After this, we will have a look at it. Okay. Even here, I don't want to have this compensation. Because I created to have this one. So, just to show you this one. Next is the performance one. The performance tab, I don't have to keep it as a separate tab. I can directly include in this one itself to directly appear for that. So here, worker with compensation, I have allocated compensation for one person with this rating. Let's see what further. So these both rating of this one particular person is coming from both the components. Whereas if I had rated this person, I would have got this rating here in this place actually.
Yeah.
So let me see then. If I had this performance document configured for these employees, if I click it here, I will be able to see the document itself directly.
Okay.
The performance document for which they have been rated. So these things, worker potential, risk of loss, and there are other options also available to configure. I just added only these two things. So these are used. Whatever if you are given the value in talent review, those value would be appearing here. Risk of loss and talent review. Work potential. Remember we used it in talent review.
Yeah.
Yes. If we had rated the employees for these two particular activities, then you would get these details here.
Okay.
And this ranking, I'm not sure. You can rank the person here. See, John Fraser, rank. I have never used this option. Other managers rank. I'm not sure about this. I just wanted to see what is appearing here.
Yeah, nothing has changed.
Yes, there have changed. Actual person. But this is one important aspect, like how many people, as a manager, if I'm compensating employees, so I can see how many people have got this many ratings and each rating for my reportees.
Yeah.
And not only that, once I allocate the amount, target amount and all, this amount will also get captured here. So those information will be helpful for me to identify how my employees have been rated and how the compensation has been distributed for them. And this is where you can see this compensation change statement. Here, for example, as a manager, if I want to send the compensation, generate compensation change statement for Praveen, I will select that. This is the generate compensation statement button available only for selected worker, or I can give it for all worker. So however it is, then using it as selected worker. This information has already gone to them. It has been generated for this particular employee. Now, go here to all workers. So all the workers would have got the change statement. So we will configure this one. Add much things. This particular document, that is nothing. I have named Praveen Kumar. So these things are actually coming based on the RTF file stuff.
Yeah.
Amount, compensation amount.
Maybe you have to save it first because we just entered it.
Yes. Changes are saved, but I'm not able to submit. I have to select the action for that.
While generation is, are you trying to generate the statements?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Can I quickly go to the blue and come back in the meantime? Sorry.
No problem, please.
Yeah.
So you see, so this amount has been captured.
Oh yeah. So the eligible salary and percentages don't show up because the eligible salary is blank.
Yeah, it is. Once you just calculate and put it, you will work out and these things will come. So Those I will show where I took from. So next, based on the RTF file, I downloaded directly from that particular review. Remember, we had this change compensation statement. From there, you can directly download this one. Template. I mean, it's a default template which is available. You can just download it from there. And you can just change this logo and all, and update it for your client directory. Upload it. That's all. Remaining thing, everything remains the same.
Okay.
You don't have to change anything. So these all things come from there. So if there is multiple component for me, all the things will be reflected there.
Okay.
Budget, I will work it out. Giving clear, let me check the other major thing here is these other components. You have to understand what are these things. Let's begin with run batch process bar. These are the all batch process which are available for you to run. On a start compensation cycle, you can directly go to the plan and go to the end of the last task to start the compensation cycle, or you can come to run batch process and directly run this program for you to start the compensation cycle. Second, refresh workforce compensation. This is another thing. For example, if you had changed any pass formula or anything like that, not pass formula, sorry, dynamic columns or anything, you can just use this, select your particular plan which you are going to use it, this particular thing, and just refresh. So these are the available options for refresh date. If you want to be specific,
why is my plan showing up?
Your plan, I don't know. I mean, it is not run until now. There's some issue. I will check it out. Let me have a check. Okay, we will have a look at it. So that's why it is not. I don't know. I'm not getting any error and all.
Yeah, because see, the thing is, you have to refresh. You don't really need to run the program. It's just to make any changes.
Let me check the dates and all. Let me check the date. Date can also be one of the reasons.
Okay.
Okay, we will have a look at that. So once you, select any of this option and refresh, normally you can go for full refresh. It will select all the other options available. Whereas this thing won't be available. You can just use it here. Remember when we were preparing this for dynamic columns and all, we had trigger option for start compensation cycle. Second, we had refresh. So these are the things coming in. If you see this one, refresh dynamic columns and custom alerts. So this particular single, if you had changed anything in custom column or anything, you don't have to run the entire plan completely. You just have to refresh the dynamic column in a specific column you want. That's it. To reevaluate eligibility, if there is any change in eligibility or you have changed manager hierarchy or anything. So this you can use it to refresh the program.
Okay.
So that is the purpose of this refresh. Planning yeah. See, if you the reason for this, another reason is refreshes. If you have more like 5,000 or 10,000 or 50,000 employees and all, once you try to run this compensation plan, it will take 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
It won't get processed easily. So when you are changing any dynamic columns or custom alerts or anything based on this one, you just have to refresh it. Though it will take some time, but it won't take that much time as it takes for the complete start compensation.
Yeah.
So that is the reason for this. Next, transfer workforce composition data to HR. This is nothing but the salary change whichever you have created. This has been available in compensation tables. So to enable it to appear in the HR, you have to run this particular process. So what happens is, my branch vehicle is this one. If you see the view stats, I mean, this is not coming correctly, but how many assignments are eligible? So all the assignments which are to be processed, so those summaries will be available here. Now workers to process. I don't know why it is coming up like this.
This is 2016. We run in 2015, right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Eligible assignment. It is taking all the categories, all the employees available. See this one. Next. So this is particularly to capture this particular element also. So what I will do is, if we have multiple elements, or for example, if it is for multiple countries, you will find the same component, similar name for different countries you would have created. So everything it will come up. So I'm putting today's date. 25. So in that scenario, what happens is you will have multiple dates to be captured. You cannot enter this date one by one, so you can just use this to reflect that particular date to all the columns.
Okay.
So this is actually used. I have been using also it's not done. The main purpose of this particular icon is to copy that. This particular date will be reflecting it back.
Maybe you have to scroll a bit onto the right. That should be here, right?
This is about the salary increase. Just put the same date. At least for this one, it is coming. You see, I didn't paste that here. It directly came from. Once I click it directly comes from this one.
Yeah.
That is the main purpose of this. Next, if I have any stock options or anything, I can use this one. Promotion, I have not used anything.
Yeah.
I'm just leaving it now.
Oh, then you have to uncheck this, I think. Yeah.
This is for which manager hierarchy you want to perform. So if you want, you can give any hierarchy or manager's detail, or you can run it for entire organization. Here you can build the condition like for which particular this one, what to say, for which country you want to perform on that kind of thing. It is rarely used, but normally we run it for all the managers, which are managers available.
But this is not mandatory, right?
No, not mandatory.
So if you don't specify anything, it will process everyone.
Yes.
Okay.
this is the name of this process. Transfer workforce compensation letter to HR. Let's see whether it is given or not. Got succeeded. Now let me see. See this one, the activity which I am going to do is assign a HR specialist. So what you can do is you can go to person management. This here. I'm going to search the employee. Employees remains now. Let me see if the salary has been changed or not. So the task used is manage salary.
Oh, still 52.
It is not captured. The composition is not captured. The thing is, I wanted to do for Sanjay, I mean, in that particular hierarchy. I don't know why it's not working. So now it is not done. This composition data is not got transferred here.
You specify today's date, right?
Yes, yes.
Should work.
So this is the option for refresh HR data. Oh, it should work. Something else. Something else. I mean, the reason I think for the salaries are not coming as other employees are because of the action. So, for example, this person has the HR specialist role. I can go and write to add it for this, what is it? Sanjay, the hierarchy which we had, right, in this one talent management. So when we created this particular employee, we didn't create the salary basis and we didn't add any salary basis. Remember? So, normally this is the way we have to add it. Just going and adding it.
I have a question though.
For the action. Yeah, tell me.
So when we were running the transfer data to HR, we were checking the box for include trace file.
Yes.
And you also, I have a feeling there's also an option to select trial run.
Yes, correct.
So if you do a trial run, will it actually post the changes to salary in the employee record?
No, it won't. It will show if there is any error or anything is coming up or not. So that's it. It won't post the salary somewhere. So initially, for people use that to identify if there is any error coming up for that particular thing. Okay. Because they want to. If there is any error, they just look at that error and go and do some changes so that that error doesn't come out. So that is the main reason for using it.
So if you check that box for the trial run and you run the process,
yes.
If there are no errors, it will complete normally.
Yes, correct. But it won't reflect in the HR system.
Yeah, I had a feeling when you did the transfer process, you accidentally checked the trial run.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Let me have a check. You are talking about the transfer data, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me have it. See, this is the error when I'm getting for when I'm adding it for the employees. Yeah. Because this was like a very good hierarchy. Normally, this goes for approvals. Whenever you do compensation, it goes for approval for one level.
Correct.
So, I don't know, maybe that might be the reason for John also. I don't have any manager for one. Batch process once again, transfer.
Maybe you just copy and see. Let's see what it shows up. Yeah, see, it says trial run.
I don't remember.
Maybe you have to start fresh again then.
Let's check it out.
You have to start from the beginning.
I normally don't select that. I don't know how come I selected it.
I'm getting better, isn't it?
Yeah. And you will be easy. It will be very easy for you since you are already working on compensation and you have.
Yeah.
It's really good. If you see, when we started with Fusion, I didn't have any background with any other ERP. To understand it was like, even at that point of time, the training was not that great. The instant. Now it is far better. At that point of time, each screen, when we go to each screen, we have to again log out and come back. That used to be scenario at that point of time. And resource, nobody was available for compensation. At least for core HR and talent, we were able to have a person who was, who was already working, but he didn't have any hands-on experience on any projects.
Oh.
So, but still he used to, he was a guy, certified, Oracle University certified. He was a person who gave us training. He was outside from our organization, outside consultant. He left his job for around 6 months, and he completed his OU training on Fusion. And for 2 weeks, he used to get 5 lakhs.
What the hell, man?
Seriously, that was the salary, and for compensation, I'm talking about this 2 years back. For compensation, there was no resource available, so they had to pull one guy from Delhi, Gurgaon. So that guy, you won't believe, he took 3 days leave and came here to give all the compensation this thing. And the material which he collected was nothing but Oracle University, which he downloaded and gave it to him. He used that presentation and gave it to us. He didn't even run the plan. He was not able to do that. At least my plan is coming and visible in the screen. He was not able to get that. Seriously, he was not able to get the plan on the screen. He just, came and briefed about all the process and all. He went in 3 days, he got 3 lakhs. That's such a ease.
What is it? I always wanted to get into training. But
Okay.
I didn't know there's so much money like this, so I would have actually made some money out of it.
No, but at that point of time, really, now it is like many are available, but at that time it was rare to find people. Even for the compensation scripture, they were not finding the person, and finally they got one guy who demanded this thing, and they paid him. That's it.
But you know what? Even if I have to, even in the EPS, the compensation workbench module, there are not many people who are very well versed with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's come up finally.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
And if you see, you have both the change in salary date also coming up. Previous one has been end dated automatically. The previous salary, the current is coming up. For this one, say amount also available. Let me see element entry now.
Yeah.
Here, let me check it for HR specialist. Maybe. This is for lump sum.
There you go.
You see, the lump sum has come out.
Yeah.
So, if I click it, I will be able to see the amount which I have to.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is how it appears. With the column, worksheet column display and all, you just try it out. Even the dynamic columns, everything, you can just practice and it will work out.
I think I have to.
Yeah. Just nothing. You just have. Yeah.
I have to follow the thingy of creating employees with the correct right action plan.
Yes, correct.
But the thing is, I'm creating everything in Netherlands. That's the problem probably because.
Don't do that as of now. Don't do that as of now.
I have to do it
Yes. You just check this employee, Praveen Kumar employment details. Just take a screenshot of this one, manage employment. And this screen I will just brief you just as additional information. I'll just brief you about it. Okay. You can just take a screenshot of this one. You will know what is the business unit or the job that has been used. You just hire 2 to 3 levels of employees for that particular jobs, location, leave and all. You can use it in that way. Then you go on for creating another tab.
Yeah.
So what I was talking about this particular screen is part of HR specialist. If you see person management, manage person, this person management won't come up for line manager. This particular field all comes for HR specialist.
Correct.
So once you select this one, so you have this all coming up. You will be able to compare employees. This is same as the talent profile, remember? We use for best fit analysis and then comparing job and employees.
Correct.
So this is used, and this is to check for the absent details. Payroll related information is coming up. These all you can check the payroll relations, everything if you have been if you have configured that. And this is for managing the salary for individual. So HR specialist can perform all these things, and this is to check the employment details, and this is to check the work relationship.
Okay.
So in this one, I want to say in Fusion, here is where you go to terminate an employee.
Okay, relationship. Yeah, you terminate the relationship.
Yes, exactly. So this is manage work relationship. Here is where you go to terminate. And one more task available in this one, Fusion is reverse termination. Was that there in this one? This is a new concept, correct? This is not in EBIS and...
It's there in reverse. Reverse termination is there in English.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I used it so many times.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, the person, whoever told, they were telling that this reverse termination, the option is coming newly only for Fusion.
No.
Is it for R12 or even 11?
I used it in 11, 11i.
Okay.
On 12 as well.
Okay, but I don't know. No, they were telling this is a new feature which is available. Okay. So this is, reverse termination is like after terminate you do that since you're aware. I don't have to explain anything. This is talent profile. So these are the screens available as line man, as HR specialist. Exactly. One more thing is, here in my system, I don't have this available. Okay, so spreadsheet loader, ADF-DI enabled. ADF-DI, you can download it from here. If you click this, you will be able to download the settings. Just configure that, just run that setup file. Will be able to use spreadsheet loaders. Spreadsheet loaders are normally used to give element entries. You can directly enter the name of the elements and give element entries completely. Okay. You would have been using this for EBIS, right?
Yeah, we used a different kind of methodology.
It is nothing but it is similar to WebADA.
Yeah.
You have WebADA, right?
Right. We have WebADA.
Correct. Yeah. So similar to that, this is what is available for Fusion. This is known as ADF-DI. So let's get into conversation. This is for backout and this is to forge the compensation data. We'll be able to remove the transaction related to. Normally we don't use this particular thing. We normally use the backout, transfer, refresh and start compensation. So this is manage active plan. This is nothing but whichever plan is active, we'll get the plans coming up here. Apart from that, if you can get into it, you can just change the setup, certain setups here for this plan. If you want to change the display order, you can change it here.
Okay.
This option is also available. And here, if there is any currency conversion rate, you can just add it and update it.
Okay.
So this is used here. Manage plan is to configure everything. View administration reports. You have to click this and you have to select the plan which you want to do that.
The first one.
Yeah. So these are the default reports which come up for, and you can have a look at it one by one. This full download will help you to download it in Excel format.
Okay.
You can just export it So we have the names of all the employees coming up who have been compensated, whose amount has not been compensated. So all the information will be available.
Okay.
So this is this employee is coming up. So the entire information, and then for the particular plan, whatever it is, everything comes up like this. So this you can just, I think this is our employee. Yes. So this is just, you can just export it, you will get it in Excel format. So similarly, there are other reports, all the details related to budget, compensation, allocation, everything. You can just have a look at it one by one. This is major report which is used as HR administrator and even as the HR specialist. As our compensation and
Compensation
manager. Yes, correct. So next, let me just get into this one. Administrative worker. This is another major thing which is available.
We also have it in EVS called employee administration.
Okay.
To make any changes or to update few things and then reprocess.
Exactly, that's the same thing.
Okay.
So this plan is already done for this employee. I'm just clicking it open. So these are the things you can change and update. This is about the personal information and worker information. So everything is covered. If you want to change, make any changes, you can do that here also. As HR, compensation manager and administrator. So this budget pool is not captured, so that's why it's the compensation. So the compensation details are coming up here. So you can override it here. You can just update it here. And if you want, you can also change eligibility. Make this, if an employee is not eligible, a compensation administrator can go into this particular task and make this person eligible for this plan.
Yeah.
Or make this person ineligible for this plan. So this is the information. Even this ratings can be changed. This one and all.
Okay. But I have one question.
Yeah, please.
So now that you have run the transfer HR data,
Yeah.
is there, you realize there's some things which are not correct. Can you run the backup?
Yes. That is what we do it here, that batch process.
So even after transferring the data, you can still run the backup?
Yes. You can do that.
Okay. Yeah, in EBIS, I think it's not possible.
Oh, okay. Here it can be done. And this one is manager hierarchy. Yeah. Here if you see, this is...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Prashant, go ahead.
No, I just said it's a good thing because we had a couple of incidents like that. So,
But this, it can be done. Here it helps you to do that. And here, this is where if a particular manager has left the organization or anything, for a particular employee, you can just go and change the worksheet manager here, so that for that particular manager, you will get this person.
Okay.
So this is main aspect for main aspect in administer workers. Yes. This is manage global models. This I will take it now. We didn't go through the modeling, right? We were not able to understand what it is. We were not able to. Okay. See, I will take you to the configuration later on. So this is a model name which I am creating for. You see my plan. So I have two components coming up, melting piece or function. So what I do is give a name, distribution, these are the options which come up. This is the name of my model, allocation method, whether you want it as allocation as certain percentage of my eligible salary, or these are the options which I selected in the this one, manage models.
Configure model.
Yes, exactly. Increase percent eligible salary. So these are the criteria which I was talking about. These are also the filters which I have configured in the reports part. So these all are available. Let me check my, I'm going to take performance rating. Let's check the location. So this way I can select, totally you can select 4 criteria. I'll show you how it comes up. This one unit here. So I'm not putting the criteria for 4th one. So if I build this model, and one more option here in this model is global private or global public. If I keep it as private, it will be only for me. It won't be shared for any other person. If it is public, even other managers will be able to see this.
Okay.
Just click the build option. It takes some time to build this. So all the eligible salaries, it is not coming up here right now. So it is pertaining to all the employees available in this.
Yeah.
So this is the one thing. See, this is the filter criteria. First one is country. These all are business units related to this country. Again, if I click down, I will get the departments.
Okay.
So it is coming as no value because for them there is no department defined. That is the reason it is coming like that. So what happens is, if I select this person and give a percentage of salary, eligible salary increase, if I give it as, I don't know where does our employees come from? It comes in US, right?
US and
check business unit, correct. Let me see how it works out. This is the department. So for in this department, what I'm going to do is, but I don't have the eligible salary column defined, I think. Okay, just 20%. Let's see how it comes up. So normally this is how it works. This everything is, all these things are configured in managed models. Remember this is for easy calculations and all. That is the main reason this model is used. Normally none of your, most of the trainers don't cover this topic. So this is the next step, review model result. I don't have to do percentage, it will automatically get to this. Review model result. You want to continue, yes, process. This is how it will reflect like. If I have given values for all the employees, those values will come up here.
okay.
So I don't have any eligible salary given here, that is the reason it's not coming up. Let's see if I make this employee.
It still says 0.
Yeah?
Praveen and Stylish 0 mark.
Because the eligible salary is not defined. Yes, correct. If it has been, for example, if it is 10,000, if it is given 20 here, 10% here, it will automatically give me 1,000 as the amount. Next step, what we have to do is go here, apply to the budget amount, target amount, however it is. If you click it, it will just take it as to the budget amount or target amount or compensation amount, how you want this to be defined. So if I give it as compensation amount, this one is also available as a configuration in modeling. I will just take you to the configuration screen actually. Once I do this, some error coming in, I'm not sure what it is. It will ask you, do you want it to initiate the batch process or evaluating the dynamic columns? If you say yes, based on whatever the dynamic columns which have been processed, all will run and the results will directly go and sit into the employees. So it is mainly for bulk calculations, bulk allocation. So if you see, if I go in here, another thing is, you can also use it for based on performance rating. As I told you, remember? I'll just show it to you. If you see, what we can do is, if I have a compensation rating available, I think I have not checked that particular performance rating plan.
It should be correct, right?
Yes, correct, but I didn't have that. I can select these criteria in the manage modeling.
Okay.
Here it will be blank.
Yeah.
So if I build the model, so yeah, if I have the values available, so I will be getting as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 everything. For 5 rating, I can give 5%, 4 rating 4%. So that way I can do that and allocate the salary also.
Yeah.
So this is for bulk allocation of salary. So that is the purpose it is used. I'll just take you to this manage plan and show the place where to configure this thing. See, this is what all has come up, whether I can create it and share it with other managers. That is why you got the option as public or private. Okay. Then this is, when we had the result, right? Published result. These are the options that comes up. Apply as target or budget or as compensation. And these are the 2 components I have used. It automatically comes up. Whereas these are the calculation method. Whichever I tick, it comes in as a percentage. The calculation method. Remember the drop down?
Yeah.
This is that. And the filter option comes up from here. These are the filter options that are coming up. Sorry, this one. So not that one. This is the place where you get the filter option from. So this is how modeling is used.
Okay.
This is a major part. You can just practice this. It will help you out because it's a new concept in Fusion. So other things are already covered. So we just go to the report. Presentation. Models. I have activity also for model. You can just go through that once.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay. And to check out your plan, why it is not coming. See this one. Yeah. Even in start compensation cycle, we didn't use any of the filter factor. But if you want, you can just select your particular manager and do that. It will work out. And this is the compensation work area. This is the information about what compensation manager can do and what compensation administrator can do. As a manager, administrator worker and view administration report, whereas as an administrator, can manage active plans, manage global models, and run batch processes. So this is normally what we do is we add both the rules for the user when we are performing this compensation activity or configuration. And as we saw, this is the administrator place. We can reprocess an individual who was previously found eligible or ineligible and re-evaluate eligibility for the plan. Add to a plan a worker who was not originally found eligible. So as an administrator, you have the right, or as a compensation manager, you can do these changes and perform this activities. And the eligibility status, there are three names available in eligibility status. One is eligible, ineligible, and limited. Limited is nothing but the manager won't be eligible for the plan, but his subordinate might be eligible. In that case, he has to raise those employees. Compensate those employees. So that is what it means as limited. And these are the batch process we got it. On the batch process which are available: start compensation cycle, refresh, also transfer HR data to compensation data to HR. Another is backout process. So if you have any changes in the this one compensation once you are run, what you have to do is you have to back out that, and only then you will be able to run that particular cycle. Unless you back out, you won't be able to see the current cycle, compensation cycle. If you try to run my plan as of now, while running the option, let's see. See, I have already run the 2015 plan, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going to run again. So try to run it again. So I will find the next cycle. I won't find the. Normally it doesn't come. I don't know why it is coming.
Normally it will. Is it because of the timing?
Which timing?
The compensation cycle timing, is it because we are still within that time frame?
Accessible? No. Because normally what happens is once the plan is run for one particular cycle, second time you won't be able to run. Let me check it out.
Strange.
This shouldn't appear. Let's see. It is running. No, I don't know. Normally it can be run only once. I don't know how it is coming up with. I need to check this. So normally it is like unless you do the backout, you won't be able to run the option. When did I select this? Price enterprise. Oh, this is the name of the entire organization. This enterprise, name of the entire instance. Somebody is giving us a price enterprise. That's all. So this is what? This backup. Remove salary, payroll, or HR changes posted.
Yeah.
You asked the question, right?
Yes.
So that is what it is. So next is purge for deleting the previous cycle and all. So this covers the entire topic on workforce compensation. What I did is I added these extra slides also, so that workforce compensation you will have it as single presentation.
Okay.
So I just sent the latest one. I added the 4-5 slides. That's all. So you can use this as the latest update.
Okay.
Any doubts in workforce compensation as of now? any of, I mean, it is not rent for you. I mean, you can try it at once.
Sorry?
You'll be able to do it. I mean, your plan didn't come up there, but once
Yeah.
you change it or check it out, it will work out. No problem.
Yeah, I will probably try and see. Well, as you said, probably stick to the US.
Yeah. Yes.
Just I create a new plan, everything new, and do a cycle and see. But yeah, it's been quite clear.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's the other thing. Whatever services, I mean, you try it out. Whatever questions you have or doubts you have, you can just send me a mail. I will be available. I will just help you out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see one more thing. We'll just take 10-15 minutes break.
Okay.
Okay, we'll take a 15 minutes break and just go through total compensation statement.
Okay.
And then we will finish out the session today.
All right.
Okay?
All
I'll
right.
join you back by around 8.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right. Good. See you.
Yeah. Prashant here.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll take you through this one. Now to the total compensation statement. One second, Prashant.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is total compensation statement, which is completely different from compensation change statement. Normally, people get confused with both the things. So this compensation change statement is mainly available for workforce compensation, which is applicable like to mention only related anything related to compensation, workforce compensation. Whereas this total compensation, it is applicable not only for workforce compensation but also for legal compensation and also benefits related. So everything whichever is available for employees, everything comes up in this particular total compensation statement.
Okay.
So let's see what are the components in this one. So while defining total compensation, we have plan and create the compensation items. So there are three steps actually to create total compensation statement. One is to create compensation item, then link that compensation item to compensation category, then link that category with this one statement display option. So these are the three steps. It is similar to our performance document which we created. Like we created performance section template separately, then we created document type, and finally we added everything into performance document. Remember?
Yeah.
Similarly, we have to do it for this particular total compensation statement. And first one is compensation item. This is created at the beginning before you go ahead with any other components. These are fundamental, foundation elements for total compensation statement are reusable within multiple total compensation statement. Map your compensation source to retrieve compensation information. See, normally this particular item which you create, it can be used in more than one total compensation statement. So normally what are these things? They are normally payroll element or payroll balances, benefit balances or the cost factor. So these are the contents which go in as compensation item. So as of now in our example I have only used spot bonus, one particular payroll element. So I will just show it how it worked out and how it is displaying. And because for this configuration of this one, you need to have proper configuration of element, and then the element should have been paid to the employee, so that way it comes up. So this is what it is all about. It consists of three major components. One is a compensation item, a compensation category, and statement definition.
Okay.
So these are the definition about each items. Like I think you will be knowing about it, like payroll element, what are the payroll balances, benefit balances. So these are normally the elements that have been created that has to be that acts as a compensation element that has to be configured. So there's an activity. Before that, what I will do is I will just take the entire process of this total compensation. these are the tags. This is where you do the manage compensation item. This is the task list, total compensation statement. Here you attach the components. So if I just edit it, you will know what are the details it will ask for compensation item. It will ask you to enter the item name, then the source, what to set, whether it is a cost formula or benefit balance or elemental entry or anything. So this is what I enter. So unless you have the element entry for this particular element, you won't be able to see this in the compensation statement. And this is the LDG. It will automatically come once you select the source type. Then you have to, you have to select the particular, this one related to, which LDG does it belong to. Then again, next one is payroll element, which is the payroll element which has been linked. So I have created this test tool for the spot bonus. I just added that. So once you add this, the input value and everything, it automatically comes up. Because these are related to the element that way.
Yeah.
And just do save and close, and this is creating this particular line. I'm only creating it for one element because I don't have any other element entry for this one. So next is compensation category. Here, what I have to do is I have to link this particular compensation item to this category so that I will be able to see this. So what I do is I will give the name for this one, then I will give the description, then would select what is the compensation item which I created. So I will be selecting it. If I want, I can select this as your contribution or the company contribution or either of them. Here, if you want to change the name of this particular headings, you can just go here and change the display name. This display name, edit column properties, is to change the display name which is coming up here. So that can also be changed. So which is coming, all these things. If you want to give different name, you can give it based on the fancy required. Another thing is, actually, I will show you. I will just do one more and show you. Yes, I'm creating it. I'm giving this sample. Is the category type. It's going to be cash compensation. You have to select the options available. Only then you will be able to go ahead. Since spot bonus is a cash one, I'm making it. And this one is level of details. Whether you want the employee to drill it down, or you want to directly display the details. So these are the two options available. Viewers see all details on one page, or we want the viewer to drill down to different items to see the details. So if I select to drill down, then he has to click certain options to drill down that. If I see it, let me put a whole thing out. This is the first category which I am creating. If I already created a category and want to link it with this, I can create it. But items can be created only one. I'm repeating it, category, you can have multiple category. One can be a top category and additional categories can be inside the other. So if I select this, I have already created this category available. If I want, I can select it and apply. That's it. Even I will tell it out. Now this I have not configured in any of the for any clients to have. You see? I'm just having it because item is already involved in this, but still I'm adding one item. This is how you have to add item. So SP, and I don't want to just make contribution from the company's contribution. Active benefit explorer. What is fetch? Such a robo message or something.
Yeah. Strange.
Let me see how to do it. You cannot display all details on one page because the category reduces quality. Okay? So let me change it to this one and save this. Yes. And save. So apart from this, this will be a table information which will be reflecting for me. Apart from this, I can configure the graphs. How I want the graph to look like. If I don't want to display the graph, I can just check this. G1, G2, G2 like this. And these are the options to select, whether you want pie chart, bar chart, horizontal, one-on-one, that way. Slack, and pie here, G1, G2. If I want both the contribution or only company's contribution, my contribution. I don't know whether my contribution will come up to the descriptive test. If you want, you can mention it so that it will be displayed for the employees. So I'm just creating in a simpler way so that we just understand that. So my component is ready. What I'm going to do is, next thing which I do is manage statement definitions. So it is step by step. I mean exactly the way you have to create it. The exact step is given here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create the definition. So here I have to add my category which I already created. Similarly, as we have it in performance document, I can create the category directly here or add the categories which I have selected already. Best practice will be to already have the categories created separately and the items created separately so that you can use it for multiple this one total compensation statement. So I'm adding this category now. Actually, this is the one we created, right?
Yeah.
Right. So this one has come up. So these two things are coming up here. This is one more subcategory and this is the item. Whereas in this one itself, I already have one item. So I'm going to do statement period. I can mention the statement period. From when to when it will be available. So I'm just giving it as 01/01/2015. And it will be available till 01/01/2016. Actually, the activity guide which consists of has all the elements which they have created. So if you see from individual compensation, everything, the element which has been created in the activity guide, so everything is covered there. So for elaborate practice, you can use it. But for first time when you are trying it out, you can just practice it by creating one element or something. You can also try it by using the workforce compensation element. That is lump sum remember. That can be used. For worker, it was 01/01/2015. Once again, I'm giving it now. If I want to give any written message, I can give it. If I want, I can just directly insert the name, format here, so that the full name or whatever, how you want the names to be coming up, you can just select that.
Okay.
This is nothing but it is similar to the thing which we do it in Word and all, right?
Correct.
I don't remember the term for that.
Mail merging.
Yes, exactly. Mail merge, correct. what happened is I created this one. Okay. This is like if you want to have summary page, I can use it to configure summary page also. Let me have a summary page in here. Percentage summary tracking. Let me have this. Okay. So even here I can have the eligibility profile defined so that it is available only for the eligibility group. This particular statement of mission. What I'm doing is I just finished. So after finishing also we have other tasks to be performed. One is generate statement, and then only after that you will be able to, the employee will be able to see the statement. So
Okay.
generate statement. This is one task. Here this is the statement. I have taken the duration. In statement date, I am not giving it anything. Let me see how it works out. And this is where you can select the population for whom you want to give this total compensation statement. I can give it to individual, or I can give it to legal employer or business unit.
Okay.
I'm selecting legal employer. Just submitting it. So once I get it, I will directly come to this monitor process in total compensation statement. It will directly take you there. Okay. So the other statements, others are for the other statement. I will just brief you what is the error I found. So I'm just checking this for this particular compensation statement definition. Just processing that. So it is completed. I will show you the details. So first, I ran this particular plan for no one. I didn't have any conditions specified. So I got this error. And only one person is available. I thought it is available for Praveen. So out of all these things, for everyone it is processed, but this particular statement is created only for one person because the spot bonus which I created with the element test 2, it is available only for one employee. So it is created only for that particular person. So I checked the details. Here you will find out for whom it is created. If you see statement created, no for everyone except for Shailesh. I will just come back on this. Done. You see this? I created it again. Detail. I found it. That for Praveen, I ran it for Praveen, individual person. Then again it was not created. Then what I did is I went on and created for this one, legal employer. And I came to know that it is created only for Shailesh. Because only this person has this particular element. So now let's see how do I view this compensation statement which is generated. So you have to go to this particular task, view generated statement, search for the employee. For this employee, and this is the statement which is created. Please find your total compensation statement. This is the summary statement which is created. This is the information. If you drill down, so once I click it, I'm not able to see the value. See this That's it. What to do is, I will just take you to the other one. Uh-oh. I had created two statements for a single person. That is the problem that is coming up. Initially it was working fine and I was able to view that. Let me see. Go here, generate statement. I'm doing this. I'm going to let me see if I'm able to delete this one. I'm not even able to delete this. Because it was working fine when I did it for one particular plan.
Okay.
Because unless you have the element entry, you won't be able to check this value. Delete other categories and I was getting the chart and everything. I'm really sorry. I'll just work it out. Let's. Can we try that for this lump sum or salary fees?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Samsung is linked to Praveen, right?
Yes, correct. Previous slide.
Previous.
You will. Keep this lump sum. Just got completed in CMP-Day5. Created this. Make it into compensation category. Okay. this item now. So create it. This
Company contribution, right?
yes, this one. This one being plant. Save. Created execution category. Now just look for statement definition. Just creating it. Execution. This one statement definition. Just go to add this. So you see the item has come up here, the category is here, statement reader. Now this one now what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate this pencil. Okay. Now I'm going to create the distribution regular. So let's see the report for how many people it has come. Person with statement of the very good. Number of persons with the coordinates. Let's see the video for is available. Praveen it is available and Shaurya also is available. Now let's see. I'm going on screen of the Praveen. Yes. I'm really not aware why this value is not. The first time when I did, I got this. Check it also.
Why does the currency say pound sterling when it is USD?
Yes. But Nowhere I change the currency.
Yeah.
I'm not getting the chart also.
Strange.
Double statement. This is nothing but you get the period form. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah. Yes. So this is what it appears. Okay. Let me check it for employee directly once I get into the employee one. So actually this is what it appears like. I don't know. I think there is a see here the currency.
Yeah.
It's correct. I don't know why it's coming up there. Seriously. Let me check one more. So this is as compensation manager or something. Now let's see as employee where he will be able to see this particular thing. As Praveen is not a manager. Praveen is just employee. I go there. Here he has this places my information where the global compensation statement will be there. So see here it is coming.
Yeah.
Concept. And this is what yes. Let me check for silage also. Should be coming up. So this is how it looks like. I mean, once you have all the elements defined, it will be really nice to look at.
Mm.
So this is the details available. If you have multiple elements or details available, it will come. Login ID. Yes.
On the left hand side, it says the watch list might include total compensation statements is 0.
Which one? Which one?
On the home part, it says no current statements available.
No, this is one more silage. This is not this one.
Oh.
There's two names there. The name of silage. That's the reason this one. Let's check it. Just check for silage also how it comes up. Before that I will just look at it. This login. Because for that employee, remember last time when we were looking at the action also, we were not able to find action details there. But for Praveen, I was able to see the action for contribution, employee contribution.
Yeah.
See, this is what Shailesh which was coming in there. Roles I'm not changing between 100% for each role.
Are these by default or are these also configured? The
This is
question.
default. This is default.
That's strange.
I'm not sure whether it is done in any other places, but it's not done through FSM. I'm not sure whether it is done in OEM or something.
Okay.
This is so. What were you asking, Shan? You told that something is not there.
Sorry?
You told something is not there. Which one is that? You're telling something, right?
No, I just asked those questions, when you change the password.
Yeah, that's different. I mean, before that you were asking something.
What was I asking? Oh, yeah. If you go back to the home page,
Yeah. Okay. Let me just.
yeah, let's do this.
Yes. This is the thing which I had created before.
Okay.
I have both the contribution. Actually, the statement here, you can select any of the statements. Which you
Okay.
yeah. Then the home page.
Yeah, if you go to the home page. For this,
Yeah.
for this login, I don't see anything. On your left-hand side on the screen, you see watch list.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For Praveen, there was something like new compensation statement. In the bracket, it says
Okay.
0, even though he had a
Okay.
new compensation statement.
Uh-huh.
Maybe
No,
that needs
this
some
has
kind
to
of
be.
configuration.
Yes, this thing is normally, configured separately. It is part of
Yeah.
different, not than configuration part. Normally, if you ask the client when they get into the system, they won't get this screen.
Yeah.
Have you seen the UI?
Sorry?
This one, have you seen Fusion simplified UI? How
No.
it look like? Because
I
this is not the way it appears for us.
What is it?
It is completely different case. It's completely different. This is only used for the consultants. They have different UI itself, completely simplified UI. I mean, you don't have these things coming up. You have separate, like, as soon as it is open, they will have on the left hand side news. I mean, employment news or employee
Mm-hmm.
news. Employer news actually. They will have information about all the whatever is new. For example, if they have any benefit or anything, they just have to click those things to get into the benefit for the enrollment thing. And in the center screen, you will have the navigator options. Big,
Okay. Icon.
icons. Yes. So actually, this is not the way it looks like. Completely different. And in that configuration, these part everything will come normally.
Okay.
So after getting into that, for example, if there is a navigator button, they will have in the home page. They won't have it like this. In this navigator button, these options will be displayed there.
Okay.
So the news, everything, these items come separately under different configurations.
Okay.
So any doubts, further doubts, Prashant?
No, Sanjay.
You just work out. I'm 100% sure you will be getting doubts. And certain things may not be working and all. You can just use this activity guides which I sent you, give you all the
Okay.
activity step by step. You can just use those things. You will be able to understand.
But can you send me the activity guide for the compensation statement
It is already there in the Excel. I'm sorry, the presentation. It's already there.
for the statement?
It's compensation statement, right?
Yeah, total
See these things.
compensation statement.
Yes, here it is the compensation item. And I have for category.
I
There.
can't find it.
In the total compensation PDF, did you get that?
I got one which you sent today with the which is
I
much
sent
more
to.
you sent to.
Yes.
Let me see.
Don't have? No problem. I'll send it to you.
Oh yeah, I think that is. Yeah, I got it. Sorry.
Okay, you can just go through that. And if possible, today or evening or tomorrow, I will send you this one sample configuration workbook.
Okay.
Okay, but that configuration workbook won't have individual compensation or even a total compensation statement. It will only have workforce compensation.
No problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you have any doubt, you can just let me know.
Sure.
Okay?
I may not be able to do things immediately now because
No
obviously
problem. I understand.
next week will be busy. So probably
Yeah.
week after.
Sure. Whenever you
Yeah.
have doubt, you can just mail me. I will just help you out with that.
Okay.
Fine?
All right,
Okay,
Sanjay.
Prashant. Then
Thank you very
thank
much,
you very
Sanjay.
much. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Yeah.
And let me
Yeah.
know once you get through that interview solution.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Take care. Bye.